Today, people, we are talking about the value of focus. Now, I know you're thinking, deja vu, is it the kit again? To be fair, it just helps to do focus on the kit, and like I said yesterday, focus and coordination, they're different things. It's I now can't even remember, I think it was maybe restraint yesterday, about one thing at a time, that was it. And I was showing how many things is actually still just one thing. So it's the same deal with this. Focus has a lot of levels. I massively struggle with focus all the time. However, I'm also fantastic with focus because I'm obsessed, and the value of obsession coming up another time. Like and subscribe, all of that. But focusing, I really do struggle with. I can do it in fits and starts, and then sometimes I get really into like a flow state, value of flow coming up. And I find it really hard then to break that and actually do anything else. Like earlier on, I needed a wee. I sat there, you know, behind where you're sat watching this, and I sat right behind you. That's fucking weird, right? And I was thinking, oh, I'll go for a wee in a sec. Yeah, just do this one last. Yeah. Then I'll eat. Yeah, go for a wee and then wee. Go for a wee and then wee. Do 2 wees. Do an Austin Powers style wee, and then we can eat. And then yeah, cool, yeah. And then an hour and a half later is when I do it, because I was so focused on doing this thing. Even though I really knew I was starving, hungry, and needed a wee, my focus, this obsession with this thing, overrode it. So we have focus all the way down. You know, we have the now and we have the later focus. And again, oftentimes we sort of lack the now, and therefore the later suffers. Where if we can manage the now, the later improves exponentially. It's that compound interest idea. So, I'm rubbish with it, and I've been focused all day doing different tracks, writing a lot of music, doing a lot of rapping today, getting this rap right. It wasn't perfect in the end, but again, focusing on the bigger picture, not worrying about the individual tiny detail, but it being enough. And again, this is what these videos are all about. It's about showing my work, seeing what comes back around and back around and back around, and the enough thing comes back around so often. So it's good enough. I did the rap vocally, so I've recorded it in. I'll just record it to GarageBand at the moment. I will upgrade to Logic at some point, make the sound better. But I recorded it as a short. I messed up one tiny little bit. It's fine. It works. It's fine. It's enough. It's good enough. No one cares really at this point. Okay, it's getting a few hundred views, not a few 100 million views. So the fact that I'm on one of my words, it's neither here nor there at this point. The focus should be on the bigger picture, which is getting the video done and getting it out. Because otherwise I'll break my momentum, value of coming up, and that's a bigger issue, and therefore it's going to make me lose focus if I focus too hyper intently on a pretty insignificant detail. So the balance of focus, obviously balance is key, timing is everything, so long as you can breathe, the rest is easy. The balance of focus is important as well. It's important that we kind of get all of these little things right. So I've got my bunch of notes for today, and what I really enjoy about these now is I can just get going and it doesn't really matter how well they go, purely for posterity, purely for me at this point. So you cannot do, actually the short-term versus long-term, like I say, so oftentimes, the idea of short-term focus is, I've got to do this thing right now, but it can derail you from a long-term thing. So I'm very, I guess it would be described as kind of bipolar, like manic depressive, and I have a lot of those tendencies. Whether or not I would be diagnosed, I don't know. I've never tested. I don't care. It would just be an excuse if I was to ever use it. It's more, I have these tendencies. I'm aware that I act like this, so I need to do all I can to mitigate against it. So I have a tendency to hyper-focus, hyper-excited. Yay, great, everything's great, everything's great, everything's great. Crash! Everything's shit. The world is rubbish. I don't want to be here. That's, that's how my life goes, and it has gone. I'm trying to balance it out. I'm trying to even it out. I'm trying to focus. I'm trying to be more consistent. All of these things is what I'm doing every single day. This is April, whatever the day it is. I think maybe the day 24. I'm one day behind as far as the date goes. It may be the 25th of April. This may be video 24. But the idea being that it's so easy to lose this little short-term focus, get distracted, and that all adds up. And so you times that again. If we're talking daily, I lose my focus. Daily, I want to do this thing. I have this dream, this goal, this desire. I'm going to pace myself. I'm prepped. I'm practiced. I'm all the things we spoke about before. And you just keep losing your focus. You keep losing your focus every day. So you times it by 365. That's my kind of equation on that. If we're talking daily habits. Well, let's look over the span of the year. Anything that's daily, times it by 365. So every day you go to do the thing, and every day you lose your focus. Oftentimes, It's a fear thing, it's a procrastination thing. Your brain's trying to save you from something. So just as you're, I'm so excited, it just diverts you off a little bit. And, everyone's like, I'm ADHD. It's so hard not to be distracted in this world today. There are so many noises, so many smells, so many bright colours. We are all ADHD as fuck. So let's just curb that as an excuse. We can all do with focusing more and just having fewer distractions around us to help us focus. So if in the short term we get distracted daily, 365, we're not ever going to get there. But if in the short term, if then we focus on that long term of the individual tiny thing doesn't have to be so perfect, just lowest barrier to entry, minimal effective dose. What can I do that is going to build momentum to the upside, that's just going to get me focused on this bigger picture? Eventually I'll polish it. Eventually it will get better. I just need to make sure that I'm expanding my focus on this thing, which is what I'm doing with these videos. I've worked harder today and I've worked more hours today, and I've put in more effort today than I have in the other days this month, and I think it's going to continue. I'm finding now, the further down this rabbit hole of focusing on this project I'm going, the more excited about it I am, the more energy I have, the more creative I'm getting, the more I am aware of other little things as well as I progress and grow through this thing. So it's a lot of fun, and the value of having fun with it all as well is coming up, but just not getting distracted from okay, this is the short-term thing for today, but this is the minimal thing for it. I only need to sort of, get over this barrier. Anything else, great, that's fine. Let's just go with it. Let's roll with it. To keep your focus on the long-term goal. And it's also important, let's say you have a long-term goal of losing whatever weight, yeah? Or, adding whatever to your bench press, squat, whatever, deadlift. It's important that you can have a shit day. You can allow yourself to have that shit day. You can have a couple of shit days. You can have a shit week. You can have a shit month. You can even have a shit year. Fuck me, I had like a shit 15 years. And I remember I was in hospital and this dude come in, and I was in my early 20s and he was 32 at the time. And he'd been struggling, and he'd been diagnosed late in life, and he said, he got diagnosed, and in 2 years in, he had a really hard time, and then he had a really hard 5 years. And I remember at the time, cocky kid that I was thinking, fuck me, if I had a hard 5 years, I'd kill myself. And then I had a hard 5 years, and then it went on for longer than that, and then I tried, and then it didn't work, and then the hard time continued and got harder. So I had a really, really fucking hard time. And I just remember thinking, life's irony is so beautiful, the value of irony coming up. I love irony. Luckily, that is totally my sense of humour. And that's just the way it works. So even through those tough times, I didn't lose my focus on this whole bigger goal. Just touching the piano, showing it love when I could. Even if that meant just on the way to getting boiling the kettle to make a tea. Just literally, my whole thing was, I haven't got enough energy, enough health, enough time and focus to be able to show all the things love that I want to show love, like the dog and relationships, people in my life, and music, piano, drums, everything. Couldn't show it enough love. So I was like, okay, every day you're just gonna literally just show it some love, just touch it, show it you care. And that was it. For a whole year I did that. I was like, yeah man, focusing on the bigger picture. Despite the world crumbling down around you, remember, so long as you can breathe. And there have been times, days, weeks, months, years, I haven't been able to. But I've not lost my focus on the bigger picture. And so having that one, like I said yesterday, purpose, stay focused on that. So, you can only do anything well if you focus. You can really mess things up if you don't. Okay, like it says here, lack of focus literally costs lives. So anyone can do shit, without focus, and yeah, people will probably die or get injured or whatever. And there are certain people who should not do certain jobs in this world, okay? But if you want to do anything well, anything at all, you have to have at least some level of focus. Now, it's not necessary 99.9% of the time for 99.9% of people, because that's always the data. But it's imperative that you work on your focus as if you want to do anything, succeed, go anywhere, have any ambition and value of ambition coming up, anything like that, you need to focus and you need to incrementally improve on that focus, and you need to, sort of double it. You don't have to focus on everything all the time. you can say, no, I'm actually switching off tonight, and I'm not going to focus on this. I'm not going to, you know, say it's an argument you've just had. I'm not going to focus on the argument. I'm just going to, and you just send your brain away. I'm not going to focus on work, and it's fucking hard, obviously, to shift your focus, because it's just there all the time, screaming at you in your brain. But learning how to switch off and literally just detach, and the value of detachment coming up, is also important. If we're hyper focused all the time, like I became hyper vigilant. It's hyper vigilance, where your body's sending so many signals to your brain all the time, and they're so crucial. It's so life or death, because it's actually life or death, day in, day out, night in, night out, for days, weeks, months, years on end, and it's getting worse and worse. So your body is saying, I'm dying, screaming at your brain, sending every signal, and your brain then learns to interpret everything, every sensation as pain. Just sitting and having something pressing on my leg, 15, 20 seconds, radiating pain. Standing, 30 seconds, radiating pain. Everything. It was torture. I could not stand, sit, move, sleep, anything. Anything I just did for any kind of time. And if I tried to move, I was exhausted physically. My lungs, my heart just could not take it. But my body, everything was just screaming at my brain, saying, ow! Why are you still alive? But I've got a job to do, so we march on. So you need focus to build momentum, like I say, and the value of coming up, and momentum to get you anywhere. And now this is something I want you to practice. Okay, I want you to try this. Try anything. So I'm gonna play some drums in a sec. Try anything. This is basically what meditation is. But try doing a thing. Keep doing the thing. Don't drive, but do a thing. Just sit there and do a thing. Just safe, you know. Just don't. I was doing your thing and then I died. Oh, I'm sorry, mate. So just try doing a thing, and I just want you to focus on your breath. Only on your breath. Keep doing the thing. Okay. So all I'm going to do now is okay, this is apparently what I'm doing. So we've got the feet going on. Okay. And then all I'm going to do is focus on breathing in and out. Now it's easy to do things in time. So obviously I'm playing this stuff in time. It's actually hard to play in time full stop, but when you can play in time, being the timing is everything, it makes breathing easier. But breathing and doing anything, and I find myself stretching, I find myself doing all these things workout wise, and I've completely forgotten what is going on in my breathing. And it is so annoying to come back to. So the other thing I wanted to do is just show you that this is coordination, okay? I'm doing one thing, I'm still playing the drums, I'm still making a video, but this is coordination, okay? It ain't perfect. I can already feel it's a little bit wobbly. But let's just say, okay, we just go and add in a snare drum, okay, and we add in a shaker, like that. Okay, I'm literally just making this up as we go. I'm sure you can't tell. This so looks like I planned it. But what I want you to do, okay, is I want you to focus on the volume of stuff. Now, I obviously have to focus on it as well, but I want you to focus on the volume. So we've got coordination is allowing me to do the thing. Then the focus is this. It's really hard to do this quietly, so this is a really crappy example. I was going to do this. I'll show you what I was going to do. This is what I had in mind earlier. So this is going to play 2 and this is going to play 3, okay? So this is going to go, so it's like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You see how that works? That was the focus idea I had initially. And then I just started playing the drums and I was like, okay, this is happening now, okay? But you see the idea, this is just on the 2, so I'm focusing over here now. And now I'm focusing over here, but this doesn't stop. And this, I'm just drawing your attention to which one's doing which. So that's a coordination exercise that also requires the focus of one going up, one going down, volume-wise. So again, more focus. You're kind of, inceptioning kind of your focus. I don't know if that's value of inception. Nah, I'm not doing that. So let's see what else is here. Yeah, so the other thing I would oftentimes, and this is a really great way to learn something. A lot of people practice in their, this being my room, okay, I'm practicing in my room, twiddly-diddling on the guitar, playing your trumpet, playing your sax, whatever. You think you're great, you've got it nailed, you've got every note fucking pitch perfect, mate. Yeah, great. Then you get out on that stage and you've not practiced performance yet, the value of performance coming up. And so you turn to shit, mate. Why? Oh, because all you can focus on is the other people and the lights and the fact there's a draft coming from over there and the fact this speaker over here is going meh and the fact this bit of floor is sticky and the fact this microphone smells really funny. Just every fucking other thing that you could be distracted by is going to distract you, and you lose focus on the thing and you perform absolutely horrendously and you go, oh, I'm never doing that again. Okay, you need to practice performing and practice your focus when performing. So that's why a lot of people, you know, comedians and stuff going, you've got to die up on stage, you've got to go through those kind of processes and still want to go back and carry on. And it's super important that we do that. We focus on that bigger picture and not allow that tiny little incident to distract us and deter us from continuing on with our goals, dreams, desires, whatever you want to call them. Purposes, value of purpose coming up. So this is, you know, it's that really important thing. When I used to teach, I'd be doing sight reading exercises and I would just be counting weirdly, messing people up. So instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and a 4, 1 and 2 and 3, I'd just randomly go banana, coffee, tea, and your mum smells like a big pie. And they'd be like, what? And I'm like, I don't know, what are you talking about? Like, you're supposed to be focused over there. Don't worry about what I'm doing. If you're in a band and you're laying down some groove and the trumpet player's like, pum, 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 and start messing up, you can't let that mess you up. You got to do your job, mate. You got to pull them back on board. Don't let them drag you overboard. So people would then use me messing up as an excuse for them messing up. No. We all do that in life. Oh, well, they didn't know. No. Take ownership of your own life. Yeah, I can't remember what the word is, agency or something like that. But the idea being that it's on you, man. It's on you. You're a part of your band. You play your bloody part. And sometimes some people are going to need to lean on you and you need to hold yourself steady. That's focus. And so it's super important, these kind of things, you don't allow yourself to be distracted when, you know, like I say, when performing, when I teach these things, I'm also teaching, I'm not just teaching you to read, I'm teaching you how to focus on what you're doing. And it's really, really hard. And I'd say to the kids as well, not just kids, adults, everyone, you know, they're playing, I'd say, cool, now lead with the left hand, because most people are right-handed. So they lead with the left, and they'll be following a thing, and inevitably, 99.9% of the time, they'd start leading with the right again. And I'll say, right, now, you just started leading. Oh, did I? Yeah, try it again. And they do it again, happen again. And I'll say, now I want you to look at your hands. I want you to look at them as if they're children. Because children, when you take your eye off them, they start to misbehave. Because they think, oh, I'll get away with this. Dog does the same thing. She'll start to fuck around when she thinks I'm more distracted. But no, focus. Soon as you look at your hands, they're going, oh yeah, I've swapped them. Yeah, you couldn't tell. Your body wasn't giving you the signals. Your ears were just picking up noise. It's kind of hard to decipher. Your brain at this point is just going, I don't know what the bloody hell was going on. I'm probably thinking about dinner or work or whatever else. And your right hand is instinctively just taken over. But when you look at it, you see. When you focus on the problem, you see. Some people sadly still didn't. They're a lost cause. So I don't teach drums anymore. But you get the idea. It's really, really, really bloody hard. And meditation, like I say, meditation is basically this. Don't get distracted. Just focus on one thing. Laying still, breathing. Let the thoughts go by. Cool, whatever. Just don't move. Just stay. Just be cool. Don't be distracted. And it's virtually impossible because everyone is trying to get our attention nowadays, yeah? Pardon me. Literally, you can have someone fixated, this is carbonated water, fixated on their phone. They're focused intently on their phone. The rest of the world has faded away around them. This is their focus, and their attention span still sucks because focus and attention span are different things. So you're focused like that, intently on your phone, and you just there, or that way. I think that way is one app and that way is another app. I don't exactly know all the different apps. So you're focused intently on your phone. The rest of the world has disappeared. You know, you're walking across roads, looking cars are beeping, and you're focused here. This is your world now. and your attention span sucks, you have no idea what you just saw, what you just saw, what you just saw, what you just saw. You're just swiping away. Nothing matters anymore. It's just this fleeting nothingness. Empty calories, complete pointlessness, just mist, nothing you can actually grab onto. But that's where your focus is all day, every day. And that's really interesting because our lives are just draining away because our focus is getting hijacked and we allow it to be hijacked. It's really, really hard not to allow it to be hijacked, but that takes a lot of willpower and a lot of discipline, the value of coming up. So, focus on unhealthy things is the multiplier to the downside. Oh yeah, so basically, if you, like I literally just said that, if you allow yourself to focus on the wrong things, if you focus on the wars that are happening in somewhere in some part of the world, if you focus on the famine that's happening somewhere, if you focus on the earthquake and the typhoons and the this and the that's and just the horrible, horrendous, depressing news, and the world is full of horrible, evil people trying to get one over on you, if that's all you focus on all day, every day, you're going to have a fucking miserable life. How does it serve you? You need to ask yourself, the things I'm focusing on, how do they serve me and how do they serve those around me? And if the answer is in unhealthy ways, fucking stop it. Break the habit. Go back and watch whatever video that was. Yeah? Break that habit. Focus on better shit. Healthier shit. Focus on healthy stuff. This is what I've written at the end, right? Focus on the stuff you love. Focus on relationships. Focus on health, not only of yourself, but the community at large. Very good. Focus on not being online, but being focused on all the lovely things that exist in real life. You fucking heard it, guys. Get off your phones.